Welcome back to Rupa Ganesh channel of English. Myself, Rupa Shri. I like to quote a proverb. It goes like this. If you ask a question, you are a fool for the moment. But if you don't ask a question, you are a fool forever. How are you? Are you fine? You are fine, aren't you? Yes, friends, a lot of our daily conversations will be through such questions. It may be WH question, yes or no type question, or question tags. Today, let's learn more about question tags. So, what's a question tag? A question tag is a grammatical structure in which assertive or imperative sentence is turned into a question by adding interrogative fragment. So, putting in simpler terms, they are nothing but they are small questions or mini questions. They are also known as short questions. They are framed by adding a tag at the end of the sentence. It is usually used for confirmation or for checking information and also to get the agreement with the listener. Okay, let's go by example. Here is an example. You are ready. So that's a simple sentence or an assertive sentence. So for that we have added the tag aren't you. Next it is let's go. The tag added over there is shall we. So then we must observe the given sentence to frame the tag. The tag will not be same for all sentences. How to decide which tag to be added for which sentence? For that, we need to have the knowledge of rules to frame the question tag. While framing the question tags, these are the rules to be kept in mind. First of all, in the given sentence, we have to identify the helping verb. Helping verb is also known as auxiliary verb. Of course, we already know which are the auxiliary verbs. There are nearly 24 auxiliaries. There are 4 forms. They are be form, do form, have form and modals. Of course, you do know in be form, in present tense, we have am, is, are. And in past tense, we make use of was and were. Coming to do form, it is do and does. That is, for third person singular, we make use of does. Whereas in past tense, it's quite common, did. For have form, in present tense, we make use of have, has. In past tense, had. And coming to modal auxiliaries, there are shall, should, will, would, can, could, may, might, need to, ought to, dare to, and used to, and also must. So these auxiliaries, we have to have the knowledge of these to add the tag, to make use of the right tag, that is auxiliary verb needed. If there is no helping verb, we must make use of, that is do, does and did. They are called dummy auxiliaries. They are just like extra players in a cricket team. Do, does, as I said earlier, in the present tense and did in the past tense. So after identifying the helping verb in the given sentence, we must identify whether the given sentence is positive or negative. If the sentence is positive, the tag should be negative. If the sentence is negative, the tag should be positive. But how do you identify whether the given sentence is negative or positive? If a sentence includes the words like no, not, never, seldom, rarely, we consider those sentences as negative sentences. If it's not there, I mean to say if such words are not there, then it is a positive sentence. After having all these concepts in our mind, we need to know the structure of the tag. So question tag is framed by making use of the auxiliary verb given in the sentence, and for that we need to add the subjective pronoun. So which are the subjective pronouns? They are I, we, you, he, she, it and they. Along with these, we need to add the question mark at the end of the tag. Till now, we discussed the rules to be kept in mind while framing the question tag. But it is just for reference. I mean to say, nowadays we have to learn the grammar through examples. That good old method of mugging up the rules is outdated. So now let's go by examples. Here is the heading, that is add suitable question tag. Few examples are given, few sentences are given. As you can see in the heading, it is positive sentences. So I have discussed earlier how can you identify the positive sentence and the negative sentence. In the following sentences, there are no negative words. So we have named it as positive sentences. Now let's go by the example. First one, Santosh is on duty. So that's a sentence. That's an assertive sentence, declarative sentence. Santosh is on duty. If you observe the sentence, here the auxiliary verb is, of course, is. So sentence is positive, tag should be negative. So we have taken the auxiliary verb is, added the negative form for that. And we have to use the negative forms always in the contracted form, that is short form. So it has become isn't. And we never use nouns in the question tag. So since it is Santosh, we have taken the pronoun, subjective pronoun, he. Now our tag is ready, that is isn't he. Santosh is on duty, isn't he? So like this, by adding the tag to the given sentence, we will transform the assertive sentence or any type of sentence into interrogative sentence, that is a question. Let's see the second example. They are clever. They are clever. Yes, auxiliary verb is are. Sentence is positive, tag will become negative. Hence, the tag is aren't they. I can drive a car. Can is the auxiliary verb here. We'll identify that. Can indicates the ability. Yes. So since can is there, the negative form, contracted form of that is can't. We don't write cannot. As I said earlier, this is mainly used in conversation, not too much in written form. So we don't say cannot I. It should be in the contracted form, short form. I can drive a car, can't I? Yes. They will help us. So will is a modal auxiliary again. Will change the short form of that is negative form, that too, that is won't. Will, won't. So won't they. Pronoun, the same pronoun is taken at the end of the tag. Sheila drives the car. See, Sheila, that is third person singular. If we observe the tense, it is in present tense, that is drives. So the tag should be, if you observe here, drives is not the auxiliary verb. It is working as a main verb. So when there are no auxiliary verbs, what should we do? We have to split the verb. That is, if you split the verb here drives, it's nothing but does plus drive. Since it is in present tense, we make use of the dummy auxiliary does plus drive. Then we'll get the auxiliary verb which is not here in the sentence. Then it will become negative. Since the sentence is positive, tag should be negative. Hence, does is changed into doesn't. Sheila drives the car. Doesn't. You shouldn't use Sheila here. It should be she, since feminine gender. Sheila drives the car. Doesn't she? Next, let's see the next example. That is, she ate an apple. Of course, here also there are no auxiliary verbs. Which is the verb here? Main verb, ate. So, as soon as we look at the verb, children, we have to think about the other tense forms, that is eat, ate, eaten. So, when it is ate, you'll get the auxiliary verb, dummy auxiliary for that as did, right? So, did plus eat, it's nothing but ate. Ate can also be told as did plus eat. She ate an apple is as same as she did eat an apple. But in usage, we generally use the past tense like this, ate. Now we got the dummy auxiliary, that is in past tense, that is did, negative form, didn't. Again, the pronoun itself is there as the subject, so it has become didn't she. I hope now you are very clear with the adding tag for the positive sentences. So work more and more examples and you will get more idea. Here are few negative sentences. If you observe the sentences and the underlined words in the sentences, we'll come to know that the sentences are having not, never. Along with this, you may have hardly, rarely, seldom, scarcely, barely. If such words are there, we consider them as negative sentences, right? The rule tells if you have a negative sentence, tag should be positive. Let's go with the first example. He isn't clever. So, the auxiliary verb used here is isn't. Isn't, its contracted form of is not. So just remove the negative form and change that into positive. So it will become is. And then add the pronoun, that is subjective pronoun given over here, that is he. So the tag simply becomes is he. Then if you go to the second example, I can't speak Telugu. Can indicates the ability, can't inability. So here can't is changed into can. Add the pronoun I. It becomes can I. Next, third sentence. You won't fail in the examination. Won't is a contracted form of will not. If you remove the not, you'll get the auxiliary verb will. So the tag becomes will you. Pupils were not alert. Were not, that is the auxiliary verb used over here. So that is changed into were. Pupils, it's the reference to the people. So we make use of the pronoun, subjective pronoun, they. The sentence goes like this now. Pupils were not alert, were they? The last example. Rosie never goes to school late. So never, the word never has made the sentence as negative. Then if you observe here the auxiliary verb, the main verb, it's goes. So we'll take the help of this main verb and split it into does plus go. So we'll get the auxiliary verb does and we'll change that into a positive tag, that is does she. So I hope you're now clear with the adding of tags to negative sentences. Let's have a look over the exceptional cases. First sentence. You have a car, don't you? Why it has become don't you? The tag is don't you, but how? If we observe the sentence, have indicates the possession. So when there is the usage of the auxiliary verb have, we go for the dummy auxiliary like this. So since the sentence is positive, we have taken it as negative tag, that is don't you. Let's have coffee. When the sentences begin with let us, then we usually opt for shall. Since the pronoun used here is us, we'll go for we. So the tag becomes shall we. Another commonly used and commonly when the students make error is with such examples like I'm a singer or I'm a student, it may be I'm a teacher. So here I'm a singer. When there is the auxiliary verb am, it never takes ament. We won't use such usage. We don't make such usage, that is, so we make use of aren't. I'm a singer, aren't I? Then the next sentence is an imperative sentence. That's an order or it may be command. So close the window. Here when there are imperative sentences, we opt for will or would. Though sentence is positive, we'll go with the positive tag only. So it is an exceptional case. You may also use won't. If you use won't you, then it becomes more polite, right? The last example. Everything is clear now. Everything is clear now. When we refer like everything, nothing, something, then it shows that it indicates things. So non-living objects. So we'll take the pronoun as it. Here auxiliary verb is, negative form of that isn't, and we'll go for the pronoun it. So everything is clear now, isn't it? In another video of our channel, you have been enlightened about WH questions. And this video was about question tags. Please do wait and watch for yes or no type questions video. By now, you have come to know that question tags play a vital role in our daily conversation. It enhances our communication skill. Wishing you all the best to become a better communicator. Thank you.